Yes, Chef.
With Joe.
It is Tuesday, so the music will be familiar. Yes, Chef is familiar, but we've got Joe Mcpherson replacing Chef Ryan for a couple of weeks as he's on vacation. Thanks for coming in, Joe. How you doing?
Thank you. I'm not that familiar.
No. You are familiar to our hardcore listeners.
The hardcore.
And the
Hi,
hardcore
Siska.
Arirang listeners. Yes, Siska is on board today. And you used to be on Catch the Wave regularly too. So for Arirang real buffs, you'll know Joe completely.
And Ryan and I do stuff together all the time.
There you go. So Joe is a really big food blogger here in Korea. Zen Kimchi.
Zen Kimchi.
Are you still doing that regularly?
Yes, actually, I've been going back and I'm writing a lot more articles and recipes these days.
Cool.
I'm trying to make it a goal to write an article every week.
Okay. That's the goal. That's the aim.
And like a full fleshed out article.
Nice. So there's some Korean kind of influenced food recipes.
Right. My most recent recipes were Korean diet foods.
Oh, nice.
Which is based on a segment I did on here a few years ago.
Oh, cool. So diet foods with like a Korean tinge to them.
Right.
We've got a listener today, Gordon, who has given us some diet tips as
Oh,
well.
love
Funny
to
you
hear.
should say that, because Gordon was telling us today, he got a compliment at work yesterday that someone said, "You're good looking. Why don't you have a girlfriend?" And he mentioned that he'd lost 30 kilograms.
Whoa.
From 100 kilos down to 70.
You're my hero.
Yeah, so I said, what are the tips? And he shared them. He said, my biggest tips I tell anyone who wants to lose weight is rule number 1, never drink your calories. So no soda.
Oh, that is true.
No juice, no
That is true.
sweetened tea or coffee. I think in North America, that's a big thing, isn't it? Like drinking a lot of soda,
Like
the big sizes.
2 liter.
Yeah, what's going on there?
I don't know. I don't do that.
That is not okay, right, in an average diet. That's a good tip. And then your second one is to eat lots of vegetables and no limit on your starchy foods. I didn't know that. Do you mean no limit or do you mean to limit?
Well, I've heard mixed on that.
Really?
Yeah.
Some people say it's okay to eat a lot of starchy stuff.
If as long as you don't combine them with other things. Me, I'm going through an experiment.
Okay.
From New Year's, I'm trying to go 4 months without any alcohol.
4 months, no alcohol.
Yes.
What's the 4 months, Joe? That's an interesting
Supposedly,
number.
you're supposed to lose a lot of weight by then.
Ah, I see. If you forego all alcohol.
Yeah, I just want to see what happens.
Were you drinking like mainly beers and stuff like that, high calorie things?
I was drinking beer, wine, this makgeolli. I'm going to miss the makgeolli so badly.
Oh, no. Have you done well so far, though? It's a
Oh,
month
yeah.
already.
I've been totally not had a drop
That's
since
good.
New Year's. It's been great.
Wowzers. And you're not struggling with it? You don't fancy?
You know what's funny? It's always when I cook. It's always been a habit. It's all about habits. I've always had like a glass of wine when I cook.
Oh, just to help you on the way. Yeah.
It was just like, oh, this is great. And now I have a lot of sparkling water in the house. We buy it by the case.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Is that the substitute?
That's my substitute with lime. And I do
That's
that.
good.
It
isn't
is lovely.
A bit of fresh lime.
Oh, it's so nice.
So healthy as well. So Joe is here to help us out this week and next. And today we're doing something a bit different because Joe's here. We're going to do flavors of Korea.
Yes.
Oh, I like the subject. So flavors of Korea.
Because people ask me a lot, you know, what is the main flavor of Korean food? How would you describe it in general? And it stumped me for so long but then I think about, well, what are some ingredients that I really think when I smell it I go, oh, that's Korean.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people will say chilies but there are a lot of cuisines that have chilies. But to me, I mean, what would you think? What would you think are like a distinct smells? If you're walking down the street and you smell something, you go, ooh, that's Korean.
That's Korean. That's a good question, the smells. With the flavors, like what immediately springs to mind for me is like spicy and salty. Just those two words kind of stick out because Korean food is so stimulating compared to British food, which is traditionally very bland. You know, you maybe have to put a lot of seasoning on it to make it taste more stimulating.
You know I'm a big British food file. I love British food. I have jars of Marmite in my cabinet.
Fantastic. You're one of the few in Korea because I feel that in Korea especially, British food gets a really bad rap. Like a lot of my friends, they'll say, British food is terrible, isn't it? I'm like, no, it's not that bad.
No, that was thinking 20 years ago. That's old thinking. It is amazing now.
Yeah, they've got so many cutting-edge chefs and stuff. But yeah, when I think of Korean food, the flavors, spicy and salty, the smells, I don't know, when I was growing up, my mum used to eat a lot of kimchi, and I used to hate kimchi. So whenever I smelt it, I was like, I hate that. But I associated it with Korea, you know, that kind of pungent, fermented smell.
Yeah, I know that. I know that smell when you open their fridge and, okay. I'm not sure if I should like that smell or not. It's like, this is disturbing, but it's making me hungry at the same time.
Yeah, the first few times, and whenever my friends smelt it, they're like, something's gone off there.
Something's wrong.
Like, no, it's perfectly fine.
But that's like anything that's good, like good cheeses have that funky smell.
So for you, Joe, what was it then? The smells and stuff
certain
like
ones.
that.
Oh, okay. Let me throw something at you. Ginit.
Ginit. Oh, I hate it. That
it's like cilantro, or coriander. It's one of those things people love or hate. And no. Usually the translation in English is sesame leaf or perilla leaf. Yeah. To me, it has a little bit of a licorice flavor.
Yeah, and the reason I didn't like it is you don't get that in the UK, and I had it for the first time here, and I hate cilantro, coriander as well.
That. I love them both.
It's that same kind of group, isn't it?
It is. It's in the mint family. It's related to basil. So it makes a great pesto, by the way. And to me, when I think about something that I just can't get anywhere else, is that ginip.
Yeah,
the ginip aroma. If it's sprinkled on dak galbi, chicken galbi,
you like it then.
I love it.
You're a big fan. I especially don't like it when it surprises me in a kimbap. You know,
I love it in the kimbap. See, to me, that's the sign of a quality kimbap place.
You're right. It is. I just have, and Chef Ryan always berates me for it. I have the palate of like a 2-year-old or something.
Just everyone's different,
and I'm very fussy especially compared to Koreans, who for the most part are not that fussy at all. When it comes to like vegetables, you'd be
surprised at the foods that I don't like.
What is something you don't like? Make me feel better, Joe.
Okay, I would say 콩나물 해장국.
Oh, 콩나물 해장국. Is that the one with the clear broth or the spicy?
Yeah, it's kind of a clear broth. It's a hangover soup
with the bean sprouts.
I've tried. It's one of those things I'm trying to make myself like. Or the nuringji, the scorched rice with the hot water in it.
You don't like that so much.
I've tried so hard to like it, and to me, it's like dirty socks.
Dirty socks.
Tried.
That is something I don't mind.
No, this is a person. I'm the person who likes fermented skate. I'm one of the few people.
Wow.
I know. But that's one of the few things I'm having a hard time
You made
liking.
me feel better, though, Joe, because that means everyone, even with the most sophisticated palates, has something they don't like,
just a weird palate.
Yeah. So the gnip, that is one, you're right, that's really Korean. I've never tasted that anywhere else.
I would say sesame oil, and to some extent. When I smell sesame oil, it just brings me back to my first year in Korea.
The sesame oil, which they say that's the representative like taste for 고소하다. The way they describe something that's quite nutty.
Nutty,
but it's not just nutty is not enough. It's
savory, nutty,
and it's so
creamy
good.
In a way. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's the texture.
Even though it's an oil, you're right. It seems like thick and creamy, and that on like a bibimbap.
I was about to say that boribap. Yes.
Oh, it's so good.
My wife berates me all the time. Stop putting so much in your bibimbap.
You are just meant to put a little dash or so, but I think it tastes great with lots.
Drown it.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing, is it?
It's beautiful. It's a healthy oil.
And it smells good. The oil has a great aroma.
It's just, to me, that is Korea. Dilke.
Tulke. How do we describe that?
I call it wild sesame.
Wild sesame.
I was thinking about bringing a bag of tulke seeds with me today. I have a nice little farmers co-op. I live out in Gimpo near the airport, but it's also a farming community. And so we have some of the best produce in the area.
Oh, wow.
And we have this wonderful co-op where they actually have pictures of the farmer next to the produce.
Oh, that's cool.
Each farmer. And one time I found this bag of seeds, tulke.
Yeah.
And I bring it home and my wife says, I don't know what to do with that.
Yeah, what do you do with that?
I've been experimenting with it. I've been making foods with it. I toast it and then I smash it in my pestle and mortar and I put it in stuff. I used it in a recipe I posted recently, my dotori muchim, the acorn jelly salad for the diet foods post. I used it in that. It's a good replace if you get your hands on it. If you can't get your hands on it, toasted sesame seeds.
Yeah.
Another very Korean flavor for me.
That's right, yeah. The tukgae, you get the tukgae kirim as well, the oil from that.
Yes, I was going to bring a bottle of that my mother-in-law supplied us with.
Oh, wow. Like homemade?
Yeah, she makes all this homemade stuff. Maybe cool. One day, next week I'll bring over her homemade doenjang and everything.
Yeah, that would be cool to get.
I was thinking about bringing her kimchi. She has the most unique kimchi. And my wife says, don't do that.
No.
Don't do that. It's she says it's already old. It's already old.
It's very pungent, very fermented.
It's different. I swear she put sticks of butter in her kimchi.
What?
It just has this buttery flavor to it. I can't describe it. I think most people, they soak the cabbage in salt water.
Yeah.
I think she soaks the cabbage in a type of stock.
Okay.
Like
really?
A fish
to add
stock
a flavor
or something.
to it.
Yeah.
Ooh, that would probably work, wouldn't it?
And that's
I'm sure it tastes great.
Yeah, it's really different.
Amazing. So what Joe has done today as well is you've brought a special Joe Mcpherson sauce.
It's a sauce inspired from your typical Mandu stand sauce. But it's like all the flavor. I just wanted to make this perfect sauce whenever I, late at night, I want to make a snack and I have some frozen dumplings we call Mandu.
Yep.
Frozen dumplings in the freezer because they're frozen. And I just kept playing with things and started making the sauce. And it's basically just stuff we have in the typical Korean pantry.
Okay, and mixed together. Because obviously you can just dip it in just regular soy sauce, but this is taking it up a notch.
Yeah, well, this is what I love about Korea. I never thought about the combination of soy sauce and vinegar.
Okay.
Isn't that beautiful?
They do it a lot here,
It is beautiful. It wakes up the soy sauce.
It does have a completely different, feeling or reaction in your mouth. It's much more pow.
Yeah.
Like, wow. My mum always puts it in there. Sometimes I don't want it, but she'll be like, it's healthy as well to eat some vinegar, so she'll put it in there.
Yeah, it is. That's true. That's true.
And I'll get used to it bit by bit. So I'm looking at that. I'm thinking there must be some vinegar in there as well.
There is some vinegar in it. I might need to shake it a bit. Looks like the oil has settled a bit.
Why don't we do this? We'll play a song, and then in part 2, we'll open up the sauce. You can tell us how to make it as well, and we'll try it with those mandu, those dumplings on the table. I cannot wait. Here is some Pakgyong featuring Una, Inferiority Complex or 자격지심. We're back for part 2 of Yes Chef this week with Joe in the studio talking all about the flavours of Korea, and in just a bit we're going to try his special sauce, his special Mandu dumpling sauce. Smells really good.
The studio's really smelling nice.
That's amazing. We've always got our DJ who comes in after me, MJ for World Music Station.
Oh, MJ.
Every Tuesday he's super jealous because he smells it but he never sees the food. And he's like, what did you have today? You had kalbi. And I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry. I always think, let's save him one, but I always forget. Maybe today. We got a couple of messages from listeners before we get to taste this. Gordon from the US talking about the diet. He meant in my diet, you watch your starchy food intake to limit it to small amounts because there are too many calories in lots of things like white bread, potatoes and rice with not too much nutritional value. Watch your intake of those, but vegetables are your friends.
Vegetables, oatmeal. I have oatmeal every morning.
Oh, that's a good start.
It lowers your cholesterol. I'll explain to you sometime the mechanism behind it.
Really? Instead of like toast and stuff?
Yeah, nutritionist, registered dietitian, nutritionist friend of mine told me the mechanism. It's really fascinating.
So eat oatmeal. Maybe can you have it with some almond milk or
something? I load mine up with so much stuff. I have so many frozen berries and nuts and hemp seeds I throw in there.
That sounds very healthy, doesn't it?
It's delicious.
Yeah.
No sugar. I have no sugar or anything.
No honey or anything?
No, because you don't need it with all the berries I put into it. Maybe some banana chips or fresh bananas I throw in there. It's so good.
That does sound delicious, doesn't it? And Gordon, you talk about vegetables being your friend. I think, Joe, don't you agree that Korea is a perfect place to eat so many vegetables?
I would agree. I think that is a misconception a lot of people have about Korean food, is that it's meat heavy.
Yeah.
That's more of a recent thing. And honestly, I think it's more of a Korean expat thing. I think when Koreans move over to places like, I say, the U.S., where beef is fairly lot cheaper than it is in Korea.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Koreans go, oh my goodness, I have so much. I'm going to gorge on this beef. The same way I am in Korea, oysters are cheap here.
Oh, they are super cheap,
and I gorge on the oysters.
Really? Especially around this time of year, earlier in the winter, right?
Yes.
You got a couple of messages to read as well, Joe?
Yeah, sure. This is from Annie in Singapore.
Yeah.
Nice to see you. Hello, Joe. Nice to see you at / Hashtag
Daily K.
I will get that right. I will get that right.
Get used to the name. Don't worry, Joe.
Yeah,
hashtag Daily K.
Hashtag Daily K. All right. I am interested in diet food tips, so I will check out your website. Oh, thank you. zenkimchi.com. I like the smell of sesame oil and like the taste during lunch. Ah, lovely. Lovely, yes.
Delicious, isn't it?
Yeah, to me that's Korean lunch. I mean, even cafeterias have that sesame oil aroma when you walk in.
Because they use it in so many dishes here, don't they? And it does smell so good, so strong as well.
That.
Will in Canada, I wonder if you know anything about halal food as well, Joe. We've been asking our listener Zana today about it.
Basically, what's already been said about no pork, no alcohol, very sharp knife, face the animal towards Mecca when slaughtering.
Really? Oh, wowzers. So there
and lots of cleaning, lots of washing.
To keep everything clean, which sounds like a good tip. Will asked, though, to Zana, when you're talking about alcohol and it's used in cooking, it's often evaporated while cooking. So is it because the alcohol was used in the first place? Is that halal or is it permissible when it's disappears or evaporates? I wonder.
Yeah, that's another misconception, is that not all the alcohol does evaporate.
Oh, really? Some that remains all the time.
Right, most of the time, unless you really boil it for a long time.
Yeah, so I guess then it would not be permissible in halal food to put it in and assume it cooks off, right? Because it would linger. Good question, though, Will. Thank you for it. I wonder, Zana, if we're wrong, then do correct us too. You got a message from Siska?
Yeah, Siska. Hello, Siska. She says, hello, Joe. Happy Tuesday. Dipping sauce. Here, the famous one is sambal. I love sambal.
What is sambal?
She said it's a chili paste, but it's like it's a chunky chili paste.
Ooh, nice.
And we have so many types of sambal. Well, okay, there are many types of sambal. From the pure one to the peanut one, the soybean one, the raw one, the fried one. Okay, there are lots of sambal.
Wow. I like peanut sauce. You know, the satay kind of peanut sauce.
I love it.
That's so good, isn't it?
I love it so much.
It's not that common in Korea, but you can get it, I guess, at those kind of ethnic restaurants. Oh, it's delicious.
Oh, you can get it. It's more common now. Yeah.
Get it in the supermarket. I've seen it for like wollamsam, you know, the rice paper.
Yes.
What do you call wraps, and you dip it in the peanut sauce.
Right.
Oh, that's so good.
I love it.
Yeah, delicious. There are sauces all around the world. I'm trying to think, in the UK, what is a representative sauce? We have something called HP sauce.
Hey, I was going to say, I have a bottle of that.
Really?
Yeah.
You even know about
my daughter
HP
calls
sauce?
It brown ketchup.
Okay, yeah. Some people call it just brown sauce in the UK.
It's brown sauce, yeah.
But it is that kind of tangy, I don't know how else to describe it. It's not a barbecue sauce.
Worcestershire sauce.
Worcestershire sauce. That's another big one. Yeah, with the cheese toast people like to put it on.
It has its roots in Indonesia.
Oh, what?
Yes,
really?
Yes. It was based on, I think it's based on what we have, our root word for ketchup comes from there. And it was British people have been overseas trying to recreate the sauces they had in Indonesia.
I see.
In the UK.
That's why it tastes so funky and not British at all. When you have that, you're like, this isn't the bland British food that we've been used to for decades. Nice information there, Jeff. All right, without further ado, I want to try your funky Mandu sauce. Okay,
Go for it. I'll talk more about what's in it.
You've brought in some special Mandus as well. These are not regular ones.
These are my
listeners.
I love kimchi Mandu.
Do you mind, Joe, picking up one of these and getting it closer to the camera? Because our Zoom lady is not here today, and our listeners will be able to see it while I munch on it. Can you explain about the Mandu and about the sauce?
Okay, the Mandu, you can always tell these are a little pinkish red, and so you can be able to tell they're a little fiery. These are stuffed with a mix of kimchi and other ingredients. These are one of my favorite. This is my favorite Mandu.
No, but the sauce, Joe, wow.
Is it good? Okay.
It's really good.
Let me try.
Tastes nothing like just plain soy sauce whatsoever.
Oh my goodness.
It's really... Okay, Joe, explain away, because I'm going to have another one. And try and explain exactly how it tastes.
We both have full mouths right now.
Yeah, great for radio.
All right, so what I was trying to cover was different ways to attack your taste buds. First thing, your basic is salty.
Right.
We usually say soy sauce or ganjang. I typically like chosun ganjang.
Okay, what's that?
That is the very traditional style soy sauce. A lot of soy sauce you might know around the world is brewed. Korean soy sauce is different. Traditionally, is that it's a byproduct of making the bean paste, doenjang. It's actually fermented. It's not brewed; it's fermented. Right. It's beautiful stuff. And I also, for sweetness, I want to add a little sweetness. I put in a little rice syrup, or you can use like corn syrup or anything. And then mirim, which is like how would you describe that? It's like a rice wine, cooking wine.
Yeah. Not for drinking whatsoever.
No, it's not for drinking, but you kind of use it mostly for fish dishes. So those add a little sweet element to that.
So if you've got a rice wine, you could put that in, yeah?
Yeah, Chongha I've used. I was going to put Chongha, but we want to keep it sober today.
Yes, in the morning time.
And also a little sour component, which I talked about the vinegar. You can use any vinegar, except maybe distilled white vinegar. That's okay. You just use that for industrial reasons.
Okay.
I usually use rice. In this case, I used apple vinegar.
Okay, which is very common in Korea, isn't it?
Yes, I love the apple vinegar. Then the savory. Now this is the one hard to get ingredient outside Korea is tuna extract.
Tuna extract.
In Korean, it's called chamchi-ek.
Chamchi-ek? I don't even know about that. What is that?
It's a smoky tuna extract.
Okay.
It's I don't know how to. It's just wonderfully smoky. If you're able to get your hands on a bottle of this, it turns anything into magic.
Is it readily available in the Korean supermarkets?
In any Korean supermarket. I'm pretty sure overseas Korean supermarkets as well.
I've not heard of that being used often. Chamchi-ek. Wow.
My wife introduced it to me, and I've been using it ever since. So it's a magical ingredient.
It's a kind of a fish sauce.
Fish sauce.
One that's quite specific to Korea.
Another thing my wife has introduced me to, another sweet element I didn't put on this time, but mesil-ek. Plum extract.
Plum extract is delicious. Even I had a glass of it last night. If you dilute it with water, it's just a nice drink.
It's a wonderful drink, but it's another like little secret to throw into your food. People go, "What is that extra flavor?" And that makes that really interesting Korean flavor to it.
It's got a great fruity sweetness to it, doesn't it? This sauce smells great. The vinegar you can really smell.
Yeah.
And also the soy sauce, and then you put in some toasted sesame seeds, right?
Toasted sesame seeds for garnish and sesame oil to round it out for a little savory.
Oh, it is delicious, Joe. I'm going to let you have another one.
And really, I've never measured out the ingredients. Every time I do it, I'm just tasting as I go along. Don't worry, I use a clean spoon every time I taste it.
That is absolutely fine. I don't care if I get your germs, Joe, when it tastes that good. You can help yourself to another Mandu, Joe, because that is so good. These chopsticks, by the way, are pretty cool. You got these in Korea, you say?
I got them in Korea. These are silicone-coated plastic chopsticks. They have some weight to them, but they have a lot of grip, and they're fireproof.
Oh, really? Okay, fantastic.
They're silicone.
So my favourite thing about these is they've got loads of grip because they are silicone, and you can just pick up anything, it seems. Like, they're amazing. And I've never seen these in Korea, though.
Because we know the Korean metal chopsticks are so slippery.
Absolutely. For round objects, it's impossible.
Yes. I have my layers of, my levels of Jedi skills for the Korean chopsticks.
These are for any trainee Jedis, I'm supposing. All right, we're going to play a song, and then we'll come back for What's in Your Fridge. Don't forget, you can check this video out on YouTube. We've had our special edition talking all about Korean flavours and Joe Mcpherson's special sauce for Mandu, which is delicious. I'm going to help myself to some more. Here is some Chong Se-un, Baby, It's You. We're back for part 3 of Yes Chef with Joe in the studio talking all about his special sauce with Mandu and about Korean flavours in general. Here are some messages that we've got. One from Paul. Paul of Catch the Wave. Paul, what is his second name?
Matthews.
Paul Matthews. There you go. Yeah. He's saying...
Oh my gosh, his voice.
It's amazing, isn't it?
His voice just... He will make anything sound sophisticated.
I would do anything he tells me. And Paul says, save some of those dumplings for me. I'll be checking the Arirang fridge later on. Well, maybe we'll leave you a bit of sauce on a tissue and you can just sniff it in the studio, Paul. That's about as lucky as you're going to get, because this is delicious, I must say. Siska from Indonesia says, ooh, I've never eaten kimchi mandu. Looks yummy because King Peter likes it. Yeah, Chef Ryan, sometimes I think he's got a grudge against me. He brings in things that I don't like some of the exotic Korean foods. Like we had recently altang.
Yeah.
And it looks like fingers to me, Joe, in there. The pockets of the eggs.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I'm not a fan.
I haven't had that in years, but I remember this is my early days. It's a drinking food, really.
I guess so, with some soju or something like that. And we don't have the soju here, so I'm really struggling. But thank you for today, because I love kimchi mandu. We've got to say as well, in Korean supermarkets, they usually have like a whole aisle for frozen mandu.
Oh, yes.
And there's some amazing ones. And it's so easy. You just can chuck them in the microwave or steam them. Some of my favourites I've seen recently are the soup ones, They've got a bit of soup inside the dumpling.
I haven't seen the soup ones yet.
They're so good. I've
been wanting to get some. I didn't know they were in Korea.
Yeah, amazing. You just microwave them and they taste good, as long as you don't leave them too long.
I got a friend who actually owns a Mandu company.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wowzers.
So he gives me, and actually they're in France right now. They just started selling some products in France, but they're really good. Yes, he makes and I get samples all the time from him. He's great.
That's amazing. I did go to the UK, like I was living there a couple of years back, and they've started even in British supermarkets selling frozen Korean mandus because it's that easy to eat. It's such a great idea, isn't it?
I think some of my friends were involved in bringing that in.
Nice. Yeah. Okay. I was helping line their pockets then because I was eating that all the time. Siska also posted up the picture of sambal on our Facebook post, so you can check that out. All the different versions, like a peanut one, kind of soy sauce based one, all looks so good. So I guess sambal must just be a general name for a sauce.
It's like
right?
salsa, you would say. Maybe.
I see. Yeah, that's what it looks like, because the sauces look very different, but all different sambals. Nice.
In Spanish, salsa is literally sauce, and that can mean just lots of anything.
See, when you put it in a foreign language, it sounds so exotic, doesn't it? Salsa, sauce. Joe, it's time for what's in your fridge. We got a couple.
Okay.
We got a challenge from Siska and Audrey. Right? Where do you want to start?
Let me start with Audrey, because that's the one I got started with. Siska, I am going to fly by the seat of my pants.
Okay.
Siska, I feel sorry about your fridge. Audrey's wonderful fridge. Please give me your fridge.
She's always got the most amazing stuff.
A lot of these I cannot get in Korea, but these are wonderful. So do I list all this?
Yes, yeah, you can read out her fridge for our listeners to get jealous as well.
Yes, chicken breast, lardons, which is smoked to diced bacon, hamonaberiko, celeriac, bok choy, carrots, turnips, potatoes, mango, oranges, kumquats, nashi pears.
What are they?
They're pears.
Nashi ones. I love Korean pears, I've got to say.
They're one of my favorites.
Juicy, sweet.
That texture is so funky.
Yeah.
Lime, ginger, fresh pasta, single cream, cheese, eggs, and bunches of herbs and spices.
Okay, Joe. So you got a good fridge there.
Yeah. So
what are you gonna do?
I'm thinking of a basic pasta.
Okay.
Pasta, you can always throw anything in.
Yeah.
What I would do is chop up the celeriac and carrots, and of course the lardon. Chop that up as well. Yeah.
I need some good bacon.
Yeah.
Can you tell me where to get good bacon in Korea? Is it possible?
Yes, some people are making their own.
Okay, I'm going to have to find those people. Yeah, because the ones you get in the supermarkets here, still not that great.
It's getting better.
Yeah.
And actually, I use smoked duck as my replacement for bacon.
Oh, and that is good in Korea.
Trying to make a BLT, a smoked
really?
DLT.
Is that good?
Those are delicious.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I've just given up on bacon. I just use smoked duck for everything.
I guess it's maybe healthier as well, the duck fat.
Maybe so.
Yeah.
Maybe so.
Okay.
So, I chop up the bacon and the chicken breast and everything. So I start cooking the bacon. So you render the fat, and then you cook the chicken and the vegetables in that. I would toss that in the pasta. And then this is the thing. I'll make it something like a real carbonara.
Okay.
I would make sure your egg's at room temperature and crack open the egg and put it in the pasta raw. The heat of the pasta you stir it in there.
Okay, the whole egg, the white and the yellow. Okay.
Put that in there, and if you do it just right, it makes this creamy type of texture to it.
Nice.
And then I throw whatever cheese you got. Just throw some cheese in there.
Yeah. Oh, good.
And that's a bachelor's lunch if there ever was.
Do you need any cream in there as well, or milk?
I was tempted to say that, but if we wanted to go, I think the cheese will take care of that, because we have sheep's milk cheese, mozzarella.
Okay.
Pont l'Evêque. I think that's how you pronounce that.
Yeah, that's one of Ryan's favourites. Apparently, he's always jealous when she says that. And the carbonara, yeah, you're right. It's not too difficult with like some simple ingredients.
Carbonara is basically eggs and bacon.
Yeah.
Or yeah.
And that's it in the pasta.
I want to say the German speck. Yeah, in speck.
Nice. Try that out, Audrey. You always take a photo of it, so do that tomorrow if you can, and let us see the outcome. Just so jealous of the bacon. Siska in Indonesia, she does apologise for her fridge usually, but I think this week she's at least got some things in there.
All right.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to do a southern recipe for this one.
Okay, what's she got in her fridge?
She's got potato, carrot, chicken, celery, banana, apple, chocolate, cauliflower, strawberry pudding, tofu. You always have chocolate in your refrigerator.
She loves chocolate. I'm on board with that as well, Joe. I need chocolate in my... Oh, not in my fridge, though. I keep it out in the pantry. Because if it's in the fridge, it gets too hard, I find.
I have a secret stash in my freezer. And I'm not touching it because
in your freezer?
I'm on my diet because I'm also foregoing sweets.
For 4 months?
We'll see how long that lasts.
Nice. Okay, so what are we going to do with this chocolate-inspired fridge?
I'm thinking of a kind of a type of chicken salad. So I would poach the chicken. Would you try to find some flavored liquid or water, salted water, and you just gently cook the chicken in the water.
Like kind of boiling it, poaching
boil it, but then after it starts boiling, bring it down to a simmer and just make it really nice and gentle. Then take it out and let's see what I would do. I would chop up the carrot, the celery, the apple. And I would toss that with, what would I use to bind it? I was going to say mayonnaise, but I kind of want something a little more fun.
Okay.
I want to say marshmallows, too.
Really?
I'm weird.
Would that work? That sounds cool.
If you have anything cream, like a creme fraiche, anything like that, any type of binding agent.
Okay.
That would work. And it would just be a basic chicken salad with apples in it. And then...
Ooh.
And just either serve it on toast or just eat it by itself.
A good kind of diet food as well, the poached chicken in there.
Until you get the mayonnaise involved.
Yeah, the binding agent. But that would add some good flavour, wouldn't it? Nice, Joe. I like it. Thank you for that.
Sure. If you could just borrow some of Audrey's cream.
Yeah, there you go. Audrey, just send it over. I'm sure it won't go bad on the way to Indonesia from France. We also had a message from Tasha who said, I've got no fridge today. It's kind of empty unless Chef Joe has the ability to get creative with drinking yogurt, soup veggies, and fermented cabbage. I am looking forward to today's show, though. Hope everyone has a good one. Can you get creative with soup, veggies, drinking yogurts, and fermented cabbage?
Wow. You know what? I can get creative, but you're not going to like it.
No, exactly. It's not going to taste good.
Throw it into a blender, make a smoothie.
Although I've been having cabbage and carrot smoothies
these
days because apparently it's good for stomach acid, and I've got that from time to time. It does help,
I've had that issue. Yeah. You know, the drinking helped that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is that your advice to me as well, Joe? I don't drink too much, I promise.
Cut back.
Joe, it's been fantastic having you this week.
Yeah, it's been fun.
We're going to see you next week as well with a different topic, maybe something Korean in terms of ingredients.
I'm going to try to do a Pyeongchang related thing.
Oh,
I need to talk to your handlers. Your people in charge.
Pyeongchang related sounds perfect with the Winter Games coming up. I look forward to it. Have a great week, Joe, and we'll see you next Tuesday.
Yes.
Take care. Here's some Dear Cloud now. Ice Fortress or Autumn Yose.